not afraid of the dark, are you?
I actually can't see anything, so I don't know how he does it. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hope it's an epic, bright, sunshiny day for you that is not as dark as what I'm currently seeing. Quite frankly, I don't even know where you are. I mean, where'd you go? Here? No, you're there. God, it's easier to play Marco Polo than to wear these damn things. If you haven't guessed already, especially from the title of this video, DeeJsee, the movie that apparently developed a cult following that came out in 2000 to do with a simple spaceship crash and a man who was on the run after escaping from prison. Well, it just so happened to be the start of a franchise that would become to known as the Chronicles of Riddick. Directed by Twohy. Still haven't been able to get that name down. Starring Vin Diesel, Colin Farrell, Judi Dench, and Karl Urban. Set 5 years after the events of Pitch Black, we see Riddick on the run from mercenary after mercenary before finding himself in an intergalactic war in a fight that will test his very being and test the limits of his past. Is this epic sci-fi continuation worthy of being a true sequel, or is it overburdened by constant exposition? Let's find out. Kick it into the good. Right off the bat, the very first thing we see, classic madman Vin Diesel reprises his role as the slick, extremely skilled Richard B. Riddick. Hearing his voice is still enough to put a smile on your face. And even seeing someone like Karl Urban, which makes me wonder how many movies he's in that I haven't actually seen yet. Because he apparently pops up in everything these days. His tough, cunning, brooding self is perfect to see on screen alongside the likes of Vin Diesel and made for a perfect match. Since we're talking about characters, it's nice to see fresh faces, but even better to see old ones. Keith David reprises his same role, which is very nice to see. We do get a different actress for one of the other main characters from the previous film. It is still nice to see a grown-up version. The story actually has a good explanation at the start and gives off everything that we do need to know going into this endeavor. Still keeps that same sense of mystery, offers up many different answers that you are hoping for. Better understanding of exactly what is at stake here. The scale of this is much larger than what we've seen, and the one thing that was taken away from Pitch Black, this definitely doesn't shy on the action sequences. Around every corner, excellent fight choreography and amazing gunfights. Flurry of chaos that you just love to witness. Epic is one of the smallest words I can use to describe this. You ever see someone get killed with a teacup? Now you have. The backgrounds for the green screen look better this time. Different star-studded shots, breathtaking to watch. Some of the CGI looks awesome as well. Not as realistic as most movies these days, but it is a massive leap going 4 years later to fix up most of your issues. Plus, it's in the full light. No excuse, and it doesn't need a reason for one. One thing that I haven't actually mentioned before in any of these reviews is set design and costume. This would be a good starter. The costume design, amazing. It must have taken ages to put together some of these set pieces. Gorgeous to look at. It's like you're watching a sci-fi version of Troy, with a sprinkling of Stargate aliens and a tiny mixture of Thor. Sound is good as well, especially with score and the various shots that were taken during scenery. Giant trills of an orchestra, loud drums that keep you in suspense. Thankfully, the cinematography much better this time around. They've gotten rid of anything to do with shaky cam. Thank you. Still kept the good high-speed moments though, without needing to make you feel like you were right there. Feel the intensity of the action rather than showing it. They even fixed some of the shots pretty good from the previous one, making them even better. Riddick's point of view, so much more clean and crisper now. Honestly, would like to see the creatures from the previous one in this one to get a sense of exactly how far they went to make this as good as it was. The writing is quite good, but most of the lines that are given to Vin Diesel are really quote slap anywhere in the movie and it'll still sound good. Way to leave the franchise open for so many more tales with an epic final act and a way to continue this franchise down a path of amazing potential. But of course, with all of these issues looked at and fixed, there were still a few of them that were shown in plain sight. While the shaky cam has been taken away, it has been replaced by one of early 2000s biggest problems. Constantly feeling like you're in a rave, having to zoom out, show different scenery shots. We get it, you did a good job. We understand that this was over $100 million budget. You don't have to throw it in our face. Because you're taken away from how good it looks. The biggest gripe that most people will definitely have with this small, cult-followed gem that had very good moments and turns it into this massive epic battle of intergalactic proportion. You take the story and the premise from that and turn it into something this big, it feels like there's so much more that's left out. A lot could have happened in that 5 years. Sadly, we don't get to know what it is. And sure, they might have made 2 games. If you're dealing with people who are watching movies, they're probably not gonna have the time or the attention to be able to hold out for an entire video game. 2 entire video games. It feels like it needs to be the end of a trilogy rather than the second movie of a franchise, taking away what made Riddick good in the first place. It tried something new. For a lot of people, it fell flat. But my biggest problem, while this is paced well at times, it is dragging its feet majority of the way. Too much dialogue, way too much exposition, suddenly throws action sequence after action sequence to hold your attention, like a baby with keys. While the action sequence is mind-blowingly epic, fight choreography is amazing, it's overthrown by too much chatter. Just way too long. This is a 2-hour movie. You'd hopefully have a lot more stuff to give someone. Going the route of Bad Boys and Matrix Reloaded isn't gonna make your movie good. It'll make it better to some people. I'm one of those. There were moments in Pitch Black I adored. Different scenes could have really worked well, extended it out, and kept it as that. And then for some reason decided to go with this massive change. Sure, it had a few very nice moments and epic scenes. If you were looking for something relating to the last movie, you might be disappointed. Did I think it was better than the first? Yes. Do I think it had more action than the first? Yes. Was it slower? Yes. Did it hold up? No. Quite frankly, when it comes to something like Pitch Black, had a lot of good ideas. Tense moments that wanted to keep it slow. But with this and throwing so much action, even though the action sequences were amazing, it just wasn't enough to show it off for what it was. A cult-followed sci-fi classic that deserves to be seen by everyone. Now, would I still recommend this? Yes, I would. But make sure you bring something to keep you occupied for 2 hours. Because if you're looking at your phone, then the story's gonna keep you in the dark. And that's why Chronicles of Riddick gets. Now, I always like to end my reviews with a quote from the film. And my favorite quote was, "There's only gonna be one speed. Mine." You'll know it when you see it. But that being said, did you see it? Will you see it? And if so, let me know in the comments. Until then, I've been DeeJsee. And always remember, did you see it? Gotta stop coming up with blind references. Okay, second, better than the first. This sounds so much like another movie that I did. Bad Boys. Excuse me. If that's any consolation, that means that the third one must be good, right?